Hello dear students, this is your Giri Prasad. Today I brought one magical instrument for you. Would you like to see it? Tan tadai. Yeah, with this I would like to comb myself. So see, I am combing myself. This is how I comb myself. If there is a mirror, it would be better, but there is no mirror. I am trying. You can see this. What's happening? Yeah. See what happened here. If you try this without combing, you can try the same after combing. What is this? This is just a paper dust. I cut it into small pieces. You can see this is a paper dust. Comb yourself with dry hair and put your comb here and observe what happens. It actually works good in dry days. It is raining outside and my hair is a little bit wet. That's why it is not working 100% properly. You can try it in dry days and will get the better results. I brought one more instrument for you. It is very rare instrument. You can't get it anywhere. I went to Himalayas and I brought it for you. Ta-da! See this? Normal polythene paper. See what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to drop this anywhere you can rub it. Once you rub, put it on the paper and see what happens. Have you observed? See all the papers touching to this polythene paper. Tried? You can try the same before rubbing. See what happens if you touch it before rubbing. This is before rubbing, normal. No paper sticks to it. But now I start rubbing again. I am doing it for you again. Rub it gently. And put it on the papers. And you see. It's a magic. It's happening. It's happening. Don't study physics. Experience physics. Experience in your daily life. Because physics is nothing but the study of nature. We study the phenomena, principles, what's happening around us. You can see all the particles, small papers touch into this paper. It's out. You can see they are still touching, but you rub it, they are touching more. And let us see a third magical instrument. This is our magical instrument. We call it as compass. We call it as compass. On the compass you can see north, south, east, west. Generally our sailors used to navigate. When they are passing through sea, they use this compass, and even in building constructions we can find which is north, which is east, whatever. This is completely closed with a plastic cover. If I blow some wind, what happens? Let us see. Even if I want to, there is a wheel. If I want to move the wheel, is it possible? It's not moving. Now see, without touching the wheel, I will move it. I failed. I shaked it, but it's not moving. But see, now it will move. Abracadabra, abracadabra, abracadabra. Yeah, see, it's moving. It's moving. Am I touching it? No, I'm not at all touching it. but it's moving. See how, why? It is at rest. See, now it's moving, it's rotating. Do you want to see the secret of this magic? There is something in my hand. Because of that something, it is moving. But am I touching it? No, I am not touching it. Without touching, I am able to move it. Now see, there is a small metal pen drive. With fingers, anybody can hold it. But without using fingers, without holding like this, I can lift it. Can you lift? Abracadabra. Failed. Failed. Now see, I can lift it. And one more magical instrument is there for you. This is our thief and these are police. Let us play thief and police game. This is our thief. These are police. Police is trying to catch the thief is running. Yeah. The police is running. The thief is running. The police is trying to catch the thief. The thief is running. The thief is running. Thief is running. Yeah, finally he caught the police. The police caught the thief. Now, let us see one more instrument for you. See this one. Dare. I am going to throw this deer from this. There is a scissor. I am going to hold it and I am going to release this scissor and let us see what happens. As we have discussed in the previous lecture, an object cannot change its state by itself, but its position can be changed by applying some force. Here, these paper cuttings are displaced, means their position is changed. This compass rotated, means it got some displacement. That is also because of the application of some force. This is a magnet. This is an iron body. It got displaced. This is a magnet and this is also another magnet. They got displaced. Means some unknown or unseen or invisible force is acting in all these cases, and hence all the bodies got displaced. So from these you can understand that there are several kinds of forces. Now I will show you some more forces which we can directly experience. There. I am going to lift this bench. I am going to lift this bench. Means I have applied some force on this bench. We have give our muscle power. This is one kind of force. For example, this is not moving down. In the earlier cases, when I kept an object here, it was pulled by the earth and it was fallen. But this is not moving in the downward direction. Means some upward force is acting on this. That's why this is at rest on this bench. That is another kind of force. We see some cranes and some machinery. They lift the objects. Some machinery, they lift the objects. That is also a different kind of the objects. Machines move the objects. That is different kind of force. Means from these examples you have understood that there are several types of forces, and today we are going to discuss about types of forces. In my previous experiments we have seen some types of forces. What are they? In the first case, when I was swimming, the papers are sticking to the white paper. Cool. The papers are sticking to the cool. That force, that is due to the electrostatic force. In the chapter electrostatics, we will study about electrostatic force and what is the cause behind it. The second example, you have seen a metal pen drive is being attracted by a magnet, or one magnet is displaced due to the presence of another magnet in our police and thief game. So this is due to the magnetic force. So we will discuss about the magnetic force and what is the root cause behind it. We are going to study it in the chapter magnetism. And third one, you have seen an object. When I have released an object from the certain height, it is pulled by the earth. You would have studied about Newton's gravitation principle, or you would have studied about Newton's story. When he was sitting under an apple tree, an apple was falling. If it was me, I would have ate it. If it is you, you may eat it. But it was Newton. He thought, why the apple is falling down? Why not moving upwards? And thus he invented the Newton's gravitation principles, Newton's gravitation laws. And we are going to study the root cause behind this. Why this object falling down only, not moving upwards, in the chapter gravitation. And we call this force as gravitational force. See, in all these three cases, is there any physical contact between the objects? Like the paper and comb. Is there any physical contact due to which it was displaced? No. It came just nearby and it was displaced. After that, it got physical contact. But it is not displaced due to the physical contact. In the magnetism also, when one magnet is kept like this, another magnet is kept like this, they are moving. Is there any physical contact? Means did they touch each other? Is there any contact? No. Here also there is no contact. In the gravitation also, when I release this object, it is pulled by the earth. After hitting the earth, it came into the contact with the earth. But initially there was no contact with the earth. That's why we call these three forces as non-contact forces. So, as per our discussion, we are discussing the types of forces. In this, we have again further classified the forces into some categories. Under the first category, these three forces come. These forces are called as non-contact forces. What are the non-contact forces? Electrostatic force, gravitational force, and magnetic force. This is one contact force. If a bullock cart pulled by oxen, that is also muscle force. This is one kind of contact force. And the second contact force is the normal force. See, I am standing on this earth. I am pushing this earth downwards. The earth is pushing me upwards. That is called as reaction actually. We will discuss about reactions later. So, normal means perpendicular. So, if this is surface, some forces are acting in the perpendicular to the surface. This is called as normal force. And the third one is frictional force. See, if you throw a ball like this, or if you throw a small car in this direction, after some time it stops. Automatically it stops. You will not apply any brakes, you will not stop it, but it will automatically be stopped. So what is the cause behind it? That is friction, or we call it as frictional force. This is also due to the contact. So we are going to discuss about frictional force in another chapter. So these are called as contact forces. So simply, what are the contact forces? Muscle force, frictional force, normal force, and one more is I have discussed about the crane and everything. That is called as machinery force. So these are our and in future, generally you listen one more force, that is resultant force. Don't get confused. It is not neither contact force nor non-contact force. It is resultant force, means it is combination of different forces. It is not a special force. It is the resultant force, means it is due to some group of forces. For example, two persons pushing an object. One with 2 newtons, another with 3 newtons in the same direction. Then we will get some resultant force, 2 plus 3, 5 newtons. If two persons, one person is pushing the object in this direction, another person is pushing this object in the other direction with 2 and 3 or 2 and 2, whatever, we will get some resultant force due to which the object displaces or it stops sometimes. About resultant force we will separately study, but don't get confused. It is not a kind of force. It is the resultant of several kind of forces. Is it clear? The resultant force may be due to the magnetic force and electrostatic force, magnetic force and some contact forces, whatever it is. So this is our lecture. In the next class we will study about mass and weight. We have one worksheet based on the forces and types of forces. They are theoretical bits only. You can try them. If you have any doubt, you can contact me with the chat button. See you all.